Yo, RX back with another breakdown of UFC Vegas 99 Hernandez versus Pereira, not Alex. We back with another breakdown of a card that is... I'm not gonna bullshit you or anything. This card's really fucking good. For an Apex card, this is really strong of a card. Like, one of the best main cards of the year, not just in general. And the one time they should do a 6-5 main card, they don't, funny enough. But still, it's a crazy good card. Prelims are shaky. Prelims are very shaky. Until the last two fights, the prelims are shaky. But the main card, great, really good. Like, you see its main event. I know on paper it's not the greatest main event, which when I first saw it as a main event, I kind of agreed. But as we're getting closer to it, I think that's an amazing main event. And I'll talk more about it when I get there. But I'll just say it's an amazing main event. Big fight in the division, completely 50-50. I love that fight. Great co-main, some fun guys on it like Charles Johnson, Darren, Elkins, fucking Almabayev. Really nice card. So it's only 11 fights too. It's pretty crazy. So knock on wood, it stays 11 fights, and we still got weigh-ins tomorrow. So knock on wood's there, and we already did lose a fighter from the card. I'll get to that when I get to that. But overall, if the card stays like this, looks a good card until tomorrow. So yeah, can't really say much else. Like, I don't mind Apex cards, they're good. Like, the Apex is one thing, it still sucks, but if the card happening inside of it's actually good, it's more bearable. Last week's card was really good. This card is really good. If you at least make the cards bearable, then the Apex is bearable. So I'm not too upset about it. So this is an arena level card. So yeah, about really all I can say. I'll stop blowing smoke up this card's ass already and just get into it. So, cause I can just talk about how good it is for a while, but better to get into the trenches and start breaking down some fights. So, you ready? I know I am. So, we got 11 fights to break down. Let's get into it. Right before we do that, please like, comment, subscribe. 100 subs goal by the end of 2024. Thank you for getting me to 68. We're a new milestone. I know it's only one more, but no matter what, it means the world. So let's keep growing. Let's keep breakdowning. That's not a word. And let's get into this breakdown. UFC Vegas 99, 11 fights. Let's do it. We begin in the heavyweight division, which is not a bad thing. Too bad this fight's between two bad fighters. In our first fight of the night, to begin the night, in the heavyweight division, not usually if the heavyweight division's opening the card, it's not a good fight. Usman, but this is decent. As in our first fight of the night in the heavyweight division, we have Robelis, the big boy Despaigne, versus Austen Lane. This is a pretty predictable UFC fight. It's kind of simple what they're doing here. I really don't know if I gotta spell this out, but I guess I will. It's an opening fight, which is it's gonna end in a finish, and it's a layup fight for a guy that want to build back up. So yeah, it's not a bad card opener, so can't really complain. So yeah, guess not very much else to say. Let's talk about each fighter real quick. Not very much to say about each guy. For Despaigne, I think we all know what's going on with him. 1-1 in the UFC debut, could not go much better. 18-second knockout with Josh Parisian, cool. Then he fights Waldo Cortez Acosta, probably a jump up, way too early for him, and he got completely exposed as one of the biggest frauds of the year. He got taken down and just manhandled for 15 minutes. He had nothing on the ground. Literally nothing. Could not stop a light breeze. So yeah, very pathetic performance, I'd say, from Despaigne there. Like, I get Waldo's a good fighter. He probably should be ranked at this point. But, like, dude, you gotta look a little better than that. You showed you have fucking nothing on the ground, so... yeah, and that's gonna be exploited every time he fights now. But, good thing here, he's fighting a can that he should be able to smash in about 4 seconds, so... but, yeah, the second he fights a wrestler again, even if he fights a shitty one like Mo Usman, or fucking, I don't know, insert shitty heavyweight here, all of them are shitty, so, any shitty heavyweight, he's gonna get fucking beat again, because he's 36 years old, he has no cardio, he has no ground game, he just hits hard. So, at heavyweight, that's usually all you need, but, you know, I guess you need a little more, in the lower level of heavyweight, so... yeah, not really much I can add to Robelis Despaigne. Either he hits you hard and you go down, or you wrestle fuck him, so... yeah, not really much else I can add. It's Robelis Despaigne. Hit hard. To talk about his opponent, Austen Lane. Lane in the UFC is 0-2-1. His 2 losses are to Justin Tafa and Johanta Denise. And he had a no contest with Justin Tafa in his debut. We all remember that. And the eye poke in 29 seconds. Then, yeah. Since then, he probably would rather just eye poked Tafa again, because then he got knocked out by him in Sydney, and then he got knocked out by Johanta Denise in his last fight. And a fight he's actually doing good, and he won round 1 dominantly, holding Denise down, and then he got fucking knocked out, because he gassed out and he had no striking for Denise. So, and Denise is kind of the same fighter as Despaigne, even though he's a lot better than Despaigne, but still. Yeah, Austen Lane's terrible. It's that simple. Austen Lane is terrible. He's like a little bit better Greg Hardy, and I make that comparison because he's a football player. He was a football player like Greg Hardy. So, like, yeah, he has a nice ground game. He's really strong, but can he punch? Not really. And in this fight, he doesn't want to. Does he have cardio? No. Does he have a chin? No. So, and he lost to Greg Hardy. So that's another reason I made that fucking comparison. But, yeah, he's not good. It's that simple. He's getting fed to the wolves here. He's gonna get cut after this. He's just not that good. Like, he's old himself. He's 36 years old. Like, good for him that he got a second chance and got a UFC contract, but he's just not good. So, I thought he had a little bit of potential coming off Contender Series. I was like, okay, he got better since the Greg Hardy Contender Series fight, yada yada yada. No, he just fought a can. So, yeah, it was a nice run for Lane, but yeah, this is gonna end pretty badly for him, so. Unless he can just turn to goddamn Habib. But you got too much beard. If he shaves that beard and just walks in with the top part, I'm gonna be scared for Despaigne. But until that happens, I believe Austen Lane is going to be Austen Lame and get KO'd again. So we might get Austin to Magomedov, but I'm gonna say I fucking doubt it. So yeah, not very much else I can say. The Bangouts first fight have Robelis Despaigne minus 385 plus 295. I don't know if I would have him that big of a favorite. Yes, I have no faith in Austen Lane to do anything positive, but I also think if he has any brain cells at all, as we did see in the Johanta Denise fight, he did take him down. So if he has any fucking IQ at all, he shoots on Despaigne before the ref even says fight. So I would have Despaigne a little lower of a favorite, like minus 250. I don't think he should be his biggest favorite on the card. I get this is just a layup fight for him, but they did give him someone who had a little bit of a wrestling game, which was probably not the smartest thing to do. You should have gave him a Justin or Junior Tafa, a guy who does not know what a takedown is, but maybe that'll be his next fight. But in this fight, 99% chance Despaigne just bops him in the chin a couple times. Well, not even a couple times. Bops him in the chin early and he goes down. Or Austen shoots, which I doubted. So, give me Robelis Despaigne by knockout in the first. Would I be shocked if Lane won? Not really. If he just hugged Despaigne for 15 minutes, I wouldn't be shocked, but it'd just be like, dude, what the fuck's wrong with this Despaigne, dude? Like, I get, it's only been 5 months. You need to fucking get better grappling if that happens. So, but it's not gonna happen. He's going to bop Lane in the chin. He's gonna go down. So pretty simple. Give me Robelis, Despaigne by knockout in the first. Not very much else to say. Fun way to open the night if it does go the way that it should, but shitty way to open the night if it doesn't. So yeah, give me Despaigne by knockout in the first. Let's see if he can get back on track of KOing cans. Only one way to find out. After that, we got to our second fight of the night in the strawweight division. Our first of 2 fights in a row in the strawweight division. And this one is... I like this one a little more than the other one, to be honest. It's not as high. It's a little more interesting, I would say. Maybe it's the best women's fight of the 3. Maybe. It's this or the Penne fight, because that fucking bantamweight fight's dog shit. But we'll get to that in a little bit. As in our second fight of the night, we head to the strawweight division for a... Someone has to get their first win fight between Elise Ardelean, whatever the fuck, versus Melissa Super Melly Martinez. It's a fight. Again, it's the fight between who's gonna get their first UFC win, since they're both 0-2. So let's see what happens. Not the worst fight in the world, but not. It probably should be happening in Invicta, but yeah, that's a different story. Let's start this fight with Elise Ardelean. Ardelean in the UFC is 0-1, as I said. Should be 1-0 in my opinion. She got robbed against Shana Banana. I thought she looked better than Banana in that fight, but maybe that's just me. Either way, I guess the UFC agrees because they're giving her a step up from Banana and Martinez, so maybe they agree. Ardelean in her debut on short notice, she looked fine. She pushed a nice pace, kind of gassed out, but she looked fine, looked better than I thought she would. Again, I think she kind of got robbed, so take that for what you will. She's not a world beater. She's definitely not very good. And the second she fights someone with talent, she has no chance. She's just getting lucky. She's fighting cans like Banana and Martinez, but I don't know. She's not terrible, but she's not great. She pushes the pace. She wants to make it a dogfight, and the funny thing, she doesn't have the cardio for that, but still, she wants to take you to the ground, fucking walk you down, and make it a dogfight, and maybe that'll work in this fight. It kind of worked against Shana to an extent, but not to an extent. So we'll see if it works here. Kind of needing a win here, because falling 0-2 into 9-7. It's not a great look. Might get cut then, but yeah, let's see how she does on a full camp also, because again, she did step in on very short notice against Shana. So let's see how she looks on a full camp. So yeah, not very much else I can think to say. She push the pace and see if she can tire out Martinez. That simple. To talk about her opponent, Melissa Martinez. Martinez in the UFC is 0-1. Her UFC debut was 2 years ago against someone we'll talk about in the next fight, Elise Reed. She looked terrible in that fight. Kind of got exposed. So, but that was she takes a lot of breaks in between fights. 2019, 2022, 2024. Fucking fight. Yeah, Martinez is a very young fighter. Even 2 years ago, she's very young. She's only 27 now. So, I get, she's very green. I guess time off could be good, but too much time off, it's god damn, you gotta fight. So, and I get she had a fight booked last year. She had to pull out. But, you gotta be active either way. So, yeah. And she didn't even get a contract for a Contender Series or anything. She just got a contract. I don't know why. I guess they really fucking liked her or something. So, in her first fight, I didn't see anything impressive. Again, she got kind of just outclassed by Elise Reed, who is shit. So, yeah, we'll see if Martinez can show a little something here, because if we're going off her debut, she is shit. So, we'll see what she got here. All I know is she has striking. She has no ground game. She's not very strong, as we saw in that Elise Reed fight. So we'll see how she looks. I know her brother was just on Contender Series like 2 weeks ago, got a contract. He looked good. He's actually pretty decent. Let's see, he's better than she is. So, yeah, we'll see what she can do. If she's got better over these 2 years, I don't know. She's getting a pretty easy fight on paper, but when you really look at her debut and how long she's been off, how easy is that fight really? We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, if she's actually good, then I'll say it's. If she's actually gotten better, then I'll say it's actually good to have her back. But if she still sucks, then I guess we'll have to wait and see. Not very much more I can say about two fighters who are 0-1. Really should be 1-1, 1-0, and 0-1, but still. The Bangouts first fight have Melissa Martinez -155 plus 130. I don't agree with that. I'd have this a pick 'em. I get Ardelean's kind of a forgettable fighter, but if we're going off debuts, she looked way better than Martinez. Like against actually Sean Banana ain't much worse than Elise Reed. But yeah, if we're going off debuts, Ardelean looked way better than Martinez, and it wasn't 2 years ago, it was 2 months ago. So more active, more experienced. I don't know, it's a low level interesting fight, so you could flip a coin and I think you go either way with this. I'm gonna lean with something's telling me Ardelean, I don't know what. But I feel like she can push a pace, get Martinez to the ground, fucking just keep walking her down. She might gas in the third round, but if she can bag the first 2 rounds, should be good. So, and we'll have to see how rusty Martinez is after another fucking long break in between fights. So, I don't know. It's interesting. It's a very it's a very low level coin flip. So either way, I don't think you're ready to be upset with your pick. So. I think it's going to be a close fight either way. I don't think either one's going to dominate. I definitely see a low-level split decision here. Sumudaerji is going to score it the wrong way like always. So, yeah, I'm intrigued. And I'm going to go with the dog here. I'm going to go Ardelean. I don't know why. I could just see her pushing the pace. And again, if we're going off debuts, she looked a lot better. So, give me Alice Ardelean by decision. Maybe that's a bad pick. Maybe that's going to age badly, but I'm going to go with the underdog here. So give me Ardelean by decision. Won't be shocked if she loses, but it's a low-level fight, so why not flip a coin and see what happens. Ardelean by decision. After that, we stay in the strawweight division for a fight. Like I said, I think the lesser of the 2 strawweight fights. And I'm slightly intrigued in this. As in our third fight of the night in the strawweight division, we have 2 older fighters. As we have, this is gonna be fun. Jessica Penne versus Elise Reed. Oh fucking boy! I'm so excited for this fight. It's gonna be so fun. It's totally not gonna be slow and shitty for 15 minutes. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to this at all. It's sad that this ain't the worst women's fight on the card. The next one is, but still, like shit. A 41-year-old inactive fighter versus a can. That screams Apex. I told you these prelims are weak. I promise the main card's good. Hopefully. Please. Let's just get into this shit. We'll begin with the OG, Jessica Penne. Penne in the UFC is only 3-5. I thought she had a lot more fights, but then I realized she never fucking fights! She's in the UFC for 9 years and she has fucking 8 fights. This is her 9th fight. What the fuck? Her 3 wins in the UFC are Randa Marcos, Lupi Godinez, and Karolina Kowalkiewicz. Her 5 losses are Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Yes, she somehow got a title fight. No, I have no fucking idea why. And yes, it probably went exactly as you expected. It was a fucking murder. So, yeah, for whatever reason, she got a fucking title fight off of losing tough. Jessica Andrade, Danielle Taylor, Emily Ducote, and Tabitha Ricci. Penne, why is she still fighting? I was going to say active. Why is she still fighting? She's 41 years old. She's had more canceled fights than she's had UFC fights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. See my point? Like, I get she's old and she's an OG, but like, you gotta fucking fight or retire, and she should retire. Like, she had a nice 2-fight winning streak going a few years ago against William. Actually, no, she didn't. She did not beat Lupe Godinez. I forgot that was one of the worst robberies of that year. She did beat Karolina Kowalkiewicz a few years ago, and she was ranked at one point, and then she lost 2 in a row to Ducote, who's not even in the UFC anymore, and Ricci. That's understandable. Ricci has fucking mauled her. And now she's fighting Elise Reed, a ginormous step down. The easiest fight Penne's had since her fucking debut against Marcos. So, yeah. I don't know what to say. We've not seen Penne in a year plus, and at this point, she really has to just consider retirement. Like, she has a podcast with Angela Hill; those two are best friends. She's not half the fighter Hill is right now. Hill is a few years younger than her and is still pretty decent. Penne is very fucking old and very fucking bad. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. This should be her retirement fight. I doubt it will be if she wins. But, like, god damn, man. 41 years old and only 8 and barely any fights in the UFC. How the fuck did she get a title fight? Let's just move on. Talk about her opponent, Elise Reed. Elise in the UFC at 3-4. Oh, great. Her 3. How the fuck did she get 3 wins in the UFC? Her 3 wins are Corey McKenna, Melissa Martinez, and Jinyu Fry. Her 4 losses are Thajara Eubanks, Sam Hughes, Luma Lukebumi, and Lupita Godinez. It's Elise fucking Reed. She's fucking terrible, and I'm shocked. I swear I remember seeing her fight earlier in the year, but I guess not. I guess she hasn't fought in over a year, so good. Yeah, Elise is terrible. Like, when your 3 wins in the UFC are just got cut during the week, might lose to Elise Ardelean, and one of the shittiest fighters I've ever seen. You're doing great. And you lost to Eubanks and Sam Hughes. The fuck? Yeah, Reed is terrible. It's that simple. She's a win-lose fighter, so by that standard, she should win this fight. But I think that's a stupid standard to go by, because Marcos Rogerio de Lima showed. That's bullshit. So, yeah, and she's not, she's only 31. Yeah, she's not good either. She's 10 years younger than Penne and might be as shitty. Good job. The Banghouse first fight have Elise Reed minus 155 to plus 130. No, this is a pick'em. They both suck. And actually, I think Reed's even bigger of a favorite right now. I think she's like minus 175 or some bullshit. So I don't know what. I think you're pushing it. I get Penne's older than the fucking dirt, but still. I would have it a pick'em, and it's a pick'em where I'm leaning Jessica Penne. I don't know why. But I just feel Penne can use her veteranship to get the win here. She has better cardio than Reed. Reed is known for shitty cardio and shitty grappling. So I'm leaning Penne. I'm leaning Penne, the OG, the veteran who's fought way better competition. And yeah, I think I'm gonna lean Penne here. Do I give a fuck? No. Do they both suck? Yeah, very. But yeah, I think I'm going to lean Jessica Penne here. I could see her getting the win. Again, veteranship. They're both inactive. And they're both not very good. So I guess let's see what happens. I'm going to lean with Jessica Penne in a very bad fight. So give me Penne by decision. Christ. And now for our 3rd women's fight of the night. And our worst one. If they were actually good fights, I'd have no problem. Excuse me. If they were actually good fights, I wouldn't be complaining. But these fights are fucking ass. So, great. And then our 4th fight of the night, our 3rd women's fight of the night, in the women's bantamweight division, our last women's fight of the night. We have the shittiest one as we head to women's bantamweight for a terrible fight between Joselyne La Pantera Edwards versus Tamires Tretora Vidal. This fight's fucking dreadful. It's a loser gets cut fight, which, you know, those are exciting. And, yeah, these two are fucking ass. So, can't wait. Gonna be fun. Let's just get this over with. When you're worse than Jessica Penne and Elise Reed, there's a fucking problem. Let's just get this over with. Joselyne Edwards. Joselyne in the UFC is 4-4. That's a very questionable record because she has a couple questionable decisions. Really, she should be more 2-6. She lost to Pudilova and Pascal. Her only real wins in the UFC are Kim and Yanan Wu. She's lost to Rosa, Clark, Pascal, Pudilova, Cannoli, and Perez. So, how the fuck do you get wrestle fucked by Nora Cannoli and Jessica Rose Clark? The fuck's wrong with you? Yeah, Edwards is ass. Like, literally ass. She's old. She's not old. She's only 29? God, I feel like I'm fucking aging a year every time I watch her fight. Yeah, she's terrible. It's that simple. She has no cardio, no ground game. She has subpar striking. This is Joselyne Edwards. You make me want to almost watch Leon Edwards. That says a lot. Yeah, it's Joselyne Edwards. She's fucking awful. Fucking terrible. To talk about her opponent, Tamires Vidal. Vidal in UFC is 1-2. Her one win was against Romana Pascal. She actually beat Pascal. And her two losses are to Rendon and Gatto. Those are respectable losses. I'll give Vidal the benefit of the doubt there. Those were respectable L's. Rendon, a very good prospect. Gatto is very good. You lost by tit punch, which was not fucking ideal. But outside of losing by tit punch, you know, shit's okay, fine, shit happens. Yeah, she's terrible. Like, she's almost the same fighter as Joselyne. She has no cardio, no fucking ground game. I would say she might have worse striking because she barely throws anything. She has nice knees to the body. That's about it. So, she's fucking terrible. It's that simple. And, yeah. About really all I can really say is Tamires Vidal. She is really bad. Really, really bad. So, I don't know what you want me to fucking say about this fight. Like, this is the worst fight on the night. Like, it's so bad. This is a reason why women's bantamweight sucks, because these are the unranked fighters who are fighting for a ranking. Like, fighting to get ranked. Like, thank God we're getting decent prospects like fucking Jacqueline Cavalcanti and Eileen Perez. Because fuck, we got nothing else. So, fuck. And you'll wonder why women's bantamweight's the worst division in the UFC. Somehow worse than heavyweight. Whatever. The Bangouts first fight have Joselyne Edwards minus 215 to plus 165. I wouldn't trust Joselyne Edwards at minus 200. I'd have her minus 185. I think that sounds right. She should win this fight. She's more experienced. I think she's a little better overall. But fuck do I not trust her to win an easy fight. So, yeah, I have no faith in her. But you never know. She might pull a rabbit out of her fucking ass. She did look okay against Nora Cannoli. She did look okay in some other fights. But yeah, she's not very fucking good. So, and Vidal is just ass. So, yeah, not really sure. I don't know what to say. This fight's terrible. I'm going Joselyne Edwards by decision. She should win this fight, but for some reason she'll make it way closer than it needs to be. And if she gets fucking handed an L, goodbye. If Vidal gets handed an L, goodbye. A loser gets cut fight. Can the winner get cut also? We can only hope. Give me Joselyne Edwards by decision. God, I don't want to watch this garbage, but I probably will. Actually, no, I know I will. 1000% I'll watch every second of it. Why? Don't know. Don't know. Give me Joselyne Edwards by decision. After that, we get back to watchable MMA after whatever the fuck this is. Even this looks okay compared to this, and this is okay. As in our fifth fight of the night, in the men's bantamweight division, the one of the best divisions in the UFC, funny enough, we have a fight that I keep forgetting is even on the card, but it's not a bad fight. As in our fifth fight of the night, in the bantamweight division, we have a pretty easy fight to predict, but a fun one at that. As we have Brad Superman Katona versus Gene Matsumoto. This is kind of like the Despaigne fight, but better because it's at bantamweight, so more skilled. So, yeah, pretty fun fight. Simple fight to predict. It's just a build-up fight for a prospect, but still break it down a little bit. So, let's get into it, as we will begin with Connor's little, I've been calling him Connor's little bitch, but more Connor's son, Brad Katona. Katona in the UFC overall is 4-3 since coming back and winning tough again. He's 2-1. Really, I think he should be 3-0. I think he got robbed against Armstrong. Am I gonna ever rewatch that to confirm my idea? Nah, probably not. But yeah, 2-1 on paper, beating Cody Gibson in an amazing tough finale, and then smashing Jesse Butler like he was nothing. And then he did lose to Garrett Armstrong, as I said. Again, questionable decision. I'll have to rewatch it someday. Probably not. So, and he did beat, in my opinion, who was the best bandweight on the show, going into the show, Timur Valiev. So, that was a nice win for him. Katona is interesting. Of course he's only here because he's Connor's friend, but he's not the worst fighter to be here just because he's friends with someone. He's not Artem Lobov, the GOAT. He's not, Blood Diamond. He's not the 87 Nurmagomedov. He's a little bit better. He can actually fight. He's not good. Don't get me wrong, he's not good. He's just a wrestler, pretty much. He has a little bit of striking. But yeah, he's not very, good. Like, he's never gonna, you're never gonna watch a Brad Katona fight and be impressed. I know I'm not. I don't think anyone's ever been. So, he's just Connor's friend. And it's that simple, so. I'm not really sure what else I can say. He's a wrestler. And in this fight, he's definitely going to be a wrestler because he does not want to strike with Matsumoto. I don't think he even wants to grapple with him either, so, yeah. Never been finished, though. He only lost 3 fights in his career. Never been finished, I'll give him that much. But he's not fought finishers. Losing to Marab, Azure, and fucking Garrett Armfield. You should not be getting finished by any of those guys. You should not be losing to them either, but that's a different story. So, yeah, I don't know. 32 years old, 2-time tough winner. I'll give him his flowers a little bit, but yeah, overall, I've never been impressed with Katona, and I doubt I will be today. Well, in 2 days. So, yeah. To talk about his opponent, Gene Matsumoto. Gene in the UFC is 1-0, coming out of Contender Series. The second Contender Series fighter of the card, first since Austen Lane. Matsumoto in his UFC debut against Dan Argueta, which we did talk about this last week. He looked fine. He did get taken down a lot, but as we said with Argueta last week, he's just gonna do that to you. As much as you try and defend him, he's going to get you down no matter what. He's not gonna keep you down, but he's gonna get you down and gas you out, and that's what he got Gene down. He didn't gas him out, because eventually Gene did lock up the submission late in the second and put him out. So. But it was a tough fight for Gene. Now he's getting, in my opinion, almost the same fighter, but I would say a little more experienced version of Argueta and Katona, and he should win this fight. Like, yeah, Katona's ground game is going to be a little bit of an issue, but Matsumoto has a ground game. He has 6 submissions on his record. So, he's really good. He's really well-rounded. He can strike and grapple. I'm seeing a lot of people say he's one of the more forgotten prospects in the UFC. In a way, yeah, he's really good, but the problem, he's at bantamweight, which every fucking week gets a good prospect. Like, you could make a top 15 just out of good prospects, for fuck's sake, and who knows if Matsumoto would even be top 5. So, especially after Contender Series this year, who fucking knows. But, yeah, he's good. He's a good prospect, gonna probably move to 16-0 here, and he's a decent fighter, so let's see how he looks against a experienced veteran like Katona. The bands first fight have Gene Matsumoto minus 245 plus 190. I would have him minus 290. I think he should be the biggest favorite on the card. I think he's the lock of the night on the card. Not because I think he's like no question gonna win. It's more because there's not really many other good options for the lock. It's between him and like 2 other people. So, and I'm gonna go with him. I trust him the least to lose because you should not be fraud checked by Brad Katona. I give Katona his flowers, but we gotta fucking be honest after a while. He's not very good. And again, you should not be getting fraud checked by Brad Katona. So, yeah. Give me Gene Matsumoto by, I'm probably gonna say decision. I don't think he's gonna knock Brad out. I don't think he's gonna sub Brad. I think his best chance out of finish is subbing Brad, but overall, I think he's probably just gonna decision him. I think it's gonna be a little tough of a fight for a minute, but I think overall, after Matsumoto gets in his flow, he's probably gonna beat up Brad. So, probably a 29-28 decision I can see. So, give me Gene Matsumoto by decision. Would I be completely shocked at a finish? A little bit, since again Brad's never been finished, and he does seem to have a decent chin, so it's not gonna be a knockout. If he did sub Brad, I wouldn't be completely shocked, but it would be like that'd be impressive. It'd be like the fucking Joaquin Buckley, Stephen Wonderboy. It's like, that's an impressive guy to finish. You don't just finish a guy like that. So yeah, I'd be impressed. So yeah, not very much else I can add. My lock of the night, Gene Matsumoto. I'm probably gonna go by decision. He could get a submission, but I'm gonna say decision. So, give me Matsumoto by decision. Not very much else to say. Lock of the night. Don't get fraud checked by Brad Katona. And now for our featured prelim, a fight that should be on the main card, but whatever. We have our first ranked fight of the night in the flyweight division, first of two, and our first ranked fight overall as we go to the flyweight division for our featured prelim. A very good fight between Matheus Nicolau versus Austen Zulfikar Almabayev. Very good fight here in the flyweight division. Again, a ranked fight. I think it's number 13 versus number 8. So very big fight here in the flyweight division, no less. It's not like it's 14 versus 15. This is fucking like a top 10 ranking on the line here. So, and a really good fight, like I said. So, should be on the main card. I get it's probably not gonna be the most exciting fight, but still, it's two ranked guys in a pretty good fight. So, see what happens. We'll begin with the higher ranked guy, Matheus Nicolau. Nicolau in the UFC is 7-3. His 7 wins are Bruno Correa, John Moraga, Luis Smoka. Oh, he actually got cut for a minute. Manel Kopp, Tim Elliott, David Dvorak, Matt Schnell. And his 3 losses are Dustin Ortiz, Brandon Royval, and Alex Perez. Nicolau's a dude who I thought had a lot of potential at one point. A nice little 4-fight winning streak. And then Royval cracked his chin. And then Alex Perez cracked his chin. And that's alarming. Royval, that's one thing. He's one of the best in the world at flyweight. Alex fucking Perez's bum ass? You let Alex Perez knock you the fuck out in a main event that you were favored to win. What the fuck? So, yeah, he just has no fucking chin. And he's just not that great overall anyway. Like, it's kind of funny that him and Pereira are together since they're both ass. So, like, is he better than Pereira? Probably, but not by much. So, yeah, Nicolau's not a terrible fighter, but he just has no chin. Like, he has 0 durability. So, I don't know. Like, he's gonna really need a win here. An L here, and he might be hitting the goddamn bricks. But, who knows? Like, he has a decent ground game. He can strike. He's a well-rounded dude. But overall, he's just looked super ass in his last 2 fights, getting KO'd. So, we'll see if he can bounce back here. But the UFC clearly doesn't think he will, giving him fucking Austen Almabayev. So, we'll see what Nicolau can do. He's not terrible, but he needs a win, and in the last 2 fights, he's looked pretty terrible, so I guess let's see if he can save his career almost and get back on track, and let alone fraud check a really hyped up prospect. A lot on his plate. Let's see if he can, what he can do. Talk about his opponent, No Neck himself, Austen Almabayev. Austen in UFC is 3-0. His 3 wins are against Ode Osborne, CJ Vergara, and Jose Johnson. Austen's good. Austen's really good. He's a grappler. He's going to take you down. He's going to maul you. That's what he did to CJ. That's what he did to Jose Johnson. And that's what he did to Ode Osborne until he got submission. He probably should have another finish on his record. I don't know why he didn't finish Jose Johnson, but, you know, I guess shit happens. He's still it seems like he's still developing a finish game a little more. Like, his striking's developing, his grappling's amazing. He's really good on the ground. He's good at holding you down. So, yeah, he's a really decent fighter overall, and he's a good prospect. It's people really don't talk about him because flyweight has 800 fucking prospects. So, but he's one of the better ones, and he is ranked. So let's see if he can get a win here. Get the biggest one of his career, his first giant step up in competition. Let's see what he can do. Gonna be a tough fight. Probably, but we'll see if he can get the win. And the finish. A finish would be really impressive, but I don't know. I really don't know. That's what, like, I'm going over that in my head right now. I'm like, does he finish him? I don't fucking know. So, well, I'll think about it. Overall, Almabayev, really good prospect. The betting answers I have Asu at -185 plus 155. Sure. I would say, yeah, I think that sounds about right. Like, yeah, I think Asu minus 200 would be a little much. Yeah, actually, I think 185 sounds good. Any more than that, I think would be a little too much. So, yeah, I like that. Asu minus 185. Sounds good. And he should win this fight. I am going to go with Asu. He should win this fight. I think the bigger question is, how does he win? Does he get a knockout? I doubt it. His striking ain't really that good. He probably has the striking disadvantage here. Does he submit Nicolau? I think there's a possibility, but has he ever been submitted? No. He's only, wow, all of his losses are by knockout. Okay, that's interesting. Who the fuck was the other guy that KO him? Some nobody. Got it. So all his losses are by knockout. Interesting. Okay. I'll think on that. Right now, I'll probably say Asu by decision, but it's a tough one. He might get a finish. We know Nicolau's chin is soft. I could see a TKO. I could see a ground and pound TKO. So, we'll see. I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued, and see what happens. Right now, I'll say Asu by decision, but I would not be shocked at submission. I would not be shocked at TKO. So, either way, really good fight to end the main card or end the prelims, and yeah, really big fight in the division. Let's see if Asu can prove he's legit. 42 and a half minutes. I love it. There's the prelims. Yeah, only took 42 and a half minutes to finish the prelims, but there they are. They're not great. It's pretty much the last two fights. Hard carrying. This will probably be a quick, fun knockout. This is dreadful. This ain't great. This is eh. So I would say 2 good fights, 2 fights, and then not great. So 2, and 2. But the good fights are really good, like Gene and fucking Asu. So yeah, I guess you gotta take your good with the bad, and the good really outweighs the bad here. So can't complain too much. So fine prelims. The last 2 fights are really good. The first 2 fights are okay, and the middle 2 fights are shit. I can get a nice even pie. Outside of that, let's move to the main card. We got 5 more fights, and 4 more good fights, and 5 more fights overall. But let's see what happens. You ready? Let's do it. 43 minutes in. Let's stop wasting time. As we begin the main card in the featherweight division with a fun old dude banger, probably gonna be 5 tonight. This is gonna be a fucking banger. As we begin the main card with Darren the Damage Elkins versus Daniel the Pit Pineda. If you want to see some blood, this is the fight, because we know Darren Elkins is going to bleed if you breathe on him. Pineda's probably going to bleed just for fun. This is going to be a banger. I can't wait. A fun old dude fight, 40 years old versus 39 years old. I love this fight. I think this is really good matchmaking. I'm interested to see what's going to happen, so let's get into the fight. I'm not going to say a lot about these two since they are veterans and have had a lot of fights. Let's talk about them a little bit. So let's begin with the Damage, Darren Elkins. 18-10 in the UFC. A lot of fights. His most notable wins are he beat Dwayne Ludwig, Diego Brandao, Chas Skelly, Mirthon Bektic, his most iconic win, Michael Johnson, Dennis Bermudez, and then he's got a couple wins lately. His losses, he's lost to a lot of big names: Charles Oliveira, Chad Mendes, Jeremy Stevens, Alexander Volkanovski, Ricardo Lamas, Ryan Hall, Nate Landwehr, Cub Swanson, Johnson Pierce. So he only loses to good fighters. Like, his worst loss is Ricardo Lamas in 2018 or some bullshit. So, no, it's this random fucking dude. But outside that, he only lost to, like, good fighters. So, and he is still winning as of last year. He's coming off a win. In his last 5, he's 3-2. In his last 6, he's 4-2. So, he can still fight. It's just he's taking a lot of, pun intended, damage. And the reason he's been off for so long is he broke his fucking leg in a freak accident earlier this year, which is not a great thing. So now he has taken scar tissue damage and his leg's fucked. Great. Yeah, he should not be fighting anymore. I don't really like seeing him fight anymore. Like, I get he can still win a fight, but, like, you're giving him the bottom of the barrel. Like, you have to give him the bottom of the barrel for him to win. And I like Darren Elkins. I love seeing him fight, but, dude, he should not be fighting anymore. He's 40 years old with scar tissue and a broken leg. And CT out the fucking ass, I'm guessing. So, hopefully this is his retirement fight. I'd be cool with that, but I doubt it. At least it's against a fellow old dude. He's not getting fed to a prospect, but shit. He should not be stepping into an MMA fight anymore, so prove me wrong. I hope he does, because I like Elkins, but I don't know. I just have a bad feeling about this. To talk about his opponent, Daniel Pineda. Pineda in the UFC is 5-7-1, not the most friendly record, still. His 5 wins in the UFC are probably going back to his first UFC run, for fuck's sake. Let's see. So his first wins in UFC were whoever the fuck these two are. Justin Lawrence, and then he has got 2 wins since his return against Herbert Burns and Tucker Lutz. His 7 losses are to Mike Brown, whoever the fuck this is, Diego Brandao, whoever the fuck Robert Whiteford is, Cub Swanson, and Alex Caceres and Nathaniel Wood. And he had a no contest with Andre Fili. So, Pineda is interesting. He's just a crazy dude that fucking, if he's gonna win a fight, it's gonna be by finish. 19 submissions is fucking insane. 9 KOs. This dude doesn't know what a fucking decision win is. So all 7 of his losses are by fucking decision. Well, all in the UFC, I should say. Or my bad, I got that fucked up. All 5 of his wins are by finish. So he's never won by decision. There we go, that's why I tried to. My brain fucking went quiet there for a second. He is 39 years old, but he's still fighting decently. He looked good against Alex Caceres. He looked fine against Nathaniel. Excuse me. He looked fine against Nathaniel Wood. Like, he can still go. And if we're talking about who I think's more, what term would I be using? In fighting shape, mentally, physically, blah blah blah. I've definitely been Pineda in this fight, so we'll see, man. This is an interesting fight, and Pineda, does he win his first fight by decision? Good possibility, I think. A very good possibility. So, we'll see, man. I'm excited for this fight. I really don't know how to even read this fight, to be honest, so let's see what happens. The betting odds for this fight have Daniel Pineda -130 to +105. Yeah, I would lean Pineda. I would have him a small favorite -120, 125. Darren Elkins at 40 years old, coming off so much damage and a leg break. It's hard to not pick Pineda. Like, he's been more active, he's fought the better guys lately, he's looked better against the better guys lately. The last time Elkins fought someone decent, it was JSP and Cub Swanson. He lost. So, yeah. I'm gonna go Pineda here. I love Elkins. We all love Elkins, but I do really see him winning this fight. Maybe he can just like tire out Pineda, but I don't know. I feel like Pineda's gonna be able to get to this win. I think he's gonna be able to outclass Elkins more than anything. So especially if he does go after those legs early, if he can cut open Elkins and go after the legs early, Pineda should win this fight. So I'm gonna go Daniel Pineda by. It might be stupid, but I'm leaning decision. Do I see him finishing Darren Elkins? A guy who's only been finished a whopping 5 times. I don't know. And the only guys to finish him are Cub Swanson, Ricardo Lamas, Volk couldn't. Fucking Prime Volk couldn't even fucking finish him. Chad Mendes, Charles Oliveira, and then I guess someone earlier in his career. So yeah, give me Daniel Pineda by decision. The only worry I would have is if he gasses out and gets fucking beat up late, but outside of that, I think Pineda should be able to win this fight, so give me Daniel Pineda by decision. It's gonna be an interesting one, it's gonna be a bloody one, it's gonna be a fun one, and I think Pineda should get to win again. I just have a bad feeling about a really old, CT-filled, scar tissue coming off a broken leg Elkins, so I get he's the damage, but after a while it's too much, so give me Pineda by decision. Or doctor stoppage, it's very likely shit. So, yeah. After that, we had to our second fight of the main card in the bantamweight division. This is our one and only fight that had a short notice replacement change, so I'll talk about that in a second. And then our second fight of the night in the bantamweight, the second fight of the main card in the bantamweight division, we have Jake White Kong Hadley, fuck you, versus Cameron, the baby-faced killer Smotherman. This was meant to be Jake Hadley versus Brady Heaston. Brady pulled out on Tuesday, and Cameron stepped in. It sucks to lose Brady from the card. He was my favorite fighter on the card. He was my Twitter profile pick for the week because he follows me and he's really good. So it sucks to lose him from this fight, in an easy fight no less that he would have won. But shit happens. Guess he got injured, and now we get Cameron Smotherman in the UFC. So let's see what he can do. Not gonna waste a lot of time on this fight. Let's see what happens. Talk about Jake real quick. Jake's a bum. He is 3-3 in the UFC. At bantamweight, he is 1-0. At flyweight, he didn't do too well, so he moved up. He moved up on short notice to fight Callan Longrain. He beat him. Yeah. Callan sucks. Jake sucks. And yeah. Tiebreaker don't got much to say about Jake Hadley. He's a bitch. That simple. To talk about Cameron Smotherman, I don't really have much good to say about him either. Like, respect to the kid for stepping in on short notice. He was in fucking Abu Dhabi when he got the call to step in because he was cornering someone. I forget who it was. But he was going to corner someone next week for 280, what the fuck, 30, whatever, 8. So, yeah, and we have seen Cameron before in the UFC on a Contender Series where he got knocked out by Charlampis Grigori. That's aging bad. But since he has rattled off 3 wins in a row, one of them against a former tough dude and then 2 cans. So, most likely this kid's going to get beat, which I feel bad for him because it's Jake Hadley. But, yeah, I'm going to go Smotherman no matter what. And most likely he's not going to win. Most likely he's going to get fucking beat pretty badly because on 3 days' notice against Hadley. Like, Hadley might be a bum, but he can beat bad fighters, Callan Longrain. So, yeah, most likely Hadley's going to win, but hopefully Cameron wins. So, I'm going to put my pick in as Cameron because fuck Jake Hadley. And, let's see if this kid's good. I doubt it. You never know. Give me Cameron Smotherman by something. I'd say probably not a finish. So, maybe it's a finish. I don't fucking know. We'll see. We'll see. I won't put a finish prediction. I won't put my method prediction in right now, but I'll say decision. I'll say Cameron Smotherman. That's it. That's my pick. Smotherman. Probably pick decision, but we'll see. So after that, we head to our third fight of the main card in the flyweight division. A very fun fight with a very fun fighter. And it's like one of the fighters of the year. My brain keeps fucking fading out. That's what happens when you talk for an hour. As in our third fight of the night in the flyweight division, we have a very fun fight between the Tibetan Eagle Sumudaerji versus Charles Energy Johnson. Very fun fight. Again, it's a fun fight as we got Sumudaerji finally back after what feels like forever. I forgot he fought Tim Elliott last year. And Charles Johnson, who we see every fucking week, one of the fighters of the year. I would say maybe fighter of the year right behind Alex Pereira. So this is going to be a fun fight. These two have fun fights. These two are fun fighters. Should be fun. So let's see what happens. We'll begin with Sumudaerji. And this is not a top 15 fight, sadly. Sumudaerji has been unranked, so Charles Johnson still continuously getting fucked over. Sumudaerji in the UFC is 3-3, kind of needs a win here. His 3 wins are Andre Sakurmom, Malcolm Gordon, and Zaruk Adeshev. His 3 losses are Luis Smoka, Matt Schnell, and Tim Elliott. Yeah, he's not very good. We all know him for the Schnell fight where he almost killed Schnell and then Schnell killed him. Outside of that, he beat 3 cans. He lost to Tim Elliott again. I don't even fucking remember that. When the fuck did that even happen? I don't remember that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't remember this fight. But yeah, he's just not very good. Like, I get he had a knee issue that made him sit out a while. He had to walk again and all that shit. But yeah, he's just not very good. He had a little power in his hands, and that's about it. So yeah, like, not very much I can say. He's 28 years old. He's gonna probably lose this fight and get cut. So, like, he'll always be remembered as the dude who lost to Matt Schnell. That's about it. So, yeah, maybe he can spring the upset here, but I fucking doubt it. Talk about his opponent, Charles Johnson. Charles in the UFC is 5-4. Fuck the rest of the UFC career. Well, let's just talk about his 2024. So he began the year in February, fraud checking as at Maxim. Then he went home to St. Louis to beat up Jake Hadley. And then a few months ago, he fucking ended Joshua Van's hype for a little bit. So what the fuck, Charles? You went from on the doorstep of cut to now being shockingly great. The fuck? So I'm happy for Charles. Charles, man, he's a good dude. He's a fun fighter. He's a likable dude. Good for him. Good for him that he's weirdly just sprung this crazy amount of talent out of his ass. So he has good striking. His ground game's good. He's just a solid fighter. And I think he's going to get his 4th win of the year here. He should. It's like, I don't even think this is his 2nd hardest fight of this winning streak. I'd say this is the only fight that's easier than this fight would be Jake Hadley. Van was the toughest, and then Azat Maxim was meant to be pretty good, but that kind of fell apart. So yeah, not very much more I can say. Charles Johnson, very well rounded. It's maybe getting better at this point. The dude, I don't know what we're gonna talk about 2024 Charles Johnson for a while because he's special. He's flyweight Kevin Holland. Yeah, dude, that's a perfect comparison. He's flyweight Kevin Holland. There you go. So, big fan of Energy. Hard not to like Energy, and let's see what he can do. Let's see if he can get his 4th win of the year here. The betting answer this fight have Charles Johnson minus 210 to plus 170. Yeah, that sounds about right. He could easily be like minus 220. He should win this fight. Sumudaerji's not very good. Johnson is very good, and yeah, it should. Johnson has all the momentum. Sumudaerji can't have any less momentum. Not winning a fight in 3.5 years. So yeah, it should be a pretty easy win for Charles Johnson. Fuck, going from Joshua Van to Sumudaerji, that's a little bit of a step down. So let's see Charles win his 4th fight of the year. No, my pick here is gonna be Charles Johnson. He should win this fight, and I'm gonna go by how did Sumudaerji lose? 6. Oh yeah, Charles, you better finish this fucking guy. 6 submission L's. Yeah, Charles, you better finish this fucking guy by submission. I'm going Charles Johnson by submission. 6 L's by submission. 6. Give me Charles Johnson by submission, and I'd say the 2nd. Like, I had a feeling he might get a finish, but like now 6 L's. I think that's the only way Sue's ever lost a fight. He's only lost by submission, right? Never lost by decision, never lost by knockout. Yeah, give me fucking Charles Johnson by submission, dude. I was gonna be like, yeah, Charles probably wins, he might not finish him. If you don't finish a dude who has 6 submission L's to probably worse grapplers than fucking Charles Johnson, you better get this finish. So, give me Charles Johnson by submission in the second. 6 submission L's. 6. You have no grappling. Charles Johnson by submission in the second. If you try to be fancy and strike, I get it, but just submit him, Jesus. So yeah, submission in the second. After that, we go to our co-main event of the evening, a banger in the bantamweight division. An easy one to predict also, but still a banger. It's going to be a fun striking affair, most likely. As in our co-main event of the evening, we head to bantamweight for a very fun fight between Rob Font versus Kyler the Matrix Phillips. Yeah, not really much to say here. I think we all know what's going to happen, but I will talk about the fight a little bit. Why not? So, yes, let's get into it. We'll begin with Font Rob. Rob in the UFC is 10-7. His most notable wins are Matt Schnell, Douglas Silva, De Andrade, Thomas Almeida, Sergio Pettis, Ricky Simone, Marlon Moraes, Cody Garbrandt, Adrian Yanez. And his losses are John Lineker, Pedro Munoz, Rafael Sunsao, Jose Aldo, Marlon Vera, Corey Sandhagen, Davidson Figueiredo. Yeah, I never fell for the Rob Font hype. I don't know why people did. Cool, he's a little bit of a boxer. At bantamweight, you need a little more than a little bit of boxing. He got a fluky win against Adrian Yanez. We all know a rematch would go differently. He's not that good. He's just not that good. He's a boxer, and that's it. Does he have any grappling? No. Cardio? No. He does have durability. How Cheeto didn't kill him, I don't know. But yeah, overall, he's now 37 years old. He's not that good. He never was. And yeah, he's just here to build Kyler Phillips up, so he should not even be in the top 15 anymore. There's way better unranked dudes. Payne Talbot, Cody Haddon, I think many more. So, Peyton Talbot. So, yeah, Rob Font's just here to build up Kyler Phillips. It's that simple. Marcus McGee, anyone? Another MMA lab guy. So, yeah, not really much more I can say. Just being honest, I know, but Rob Font's so good, he shows such a good jab. No. He can throw that jab all he wants, he's going to be missing, so, yeah. To talk about his opponent, Kyler Phillips. Kyler in the UFC is really 6-0-1, maybe even 7-0. The only L he has is a bullshit robbery against Ryan Paiva. Outside of that, he has wins against Gabriel Silva, whoever the fuck that is. Cameron Elsie, Song Yadong, that's aged pretty well. Marcelio Rojo, Ronnie Barcelos, and Pedro Munoz. If you've never seen Kyler Phillips fight, he's watered down Sean O'Malley, which is a very good compliment because A, he goes to the lab, and B, Sean O'Malley's Sean O'Malley, so to be watered down Sean O'Malley's a very compliment. And yeah, he's really good. He's a really good striker. He's on a nice 2-fight winning streak, consistently fighting, 3 overall, really undefeated in the UFC. But the good thing is good to see him fighting actively, because we see he was a very inactive fighter for a minute, but now he's back to fighting active. He fought August, March, and now October. He's staying active, fighting decent fighters, and he's going to get his 3rd win in the span of a year and a half. So, and he's going to join the top 10, which he's a top 10 level fighter. He's very good. He's only 29 years old. He's a top 10 level fighter. Do I think he's a champion? No. But I think he's better than a few dudes in top 15 and top 10. Cheeto and Cejudo. So, yeah, I think Kyler's very good. I'm excited to see him get a nice win here. His first was a Paiva fight a co-main? I feel like that was a co-main, if I'm correct. Yeah, so this is his second co-main. Let's not see him get robbed this time. He's got better since that Paiva fight, so, which is scary. He was even good then. So, yeah, let's see what he can do against Font. He should beat him pretty easily. He's a way better fighter. Even fucking a few years ago, he would have beat him. So yeah, not really much else to say. Quick, easy dub for Kyle Phillips. That's what I like to hear. The betting odds for this fight have Kyler Phillips -1. The betting odds for this fight have Kyler Phillips -280 to +1 to +215 English. There you go. Yeah, he should be the second biggest favorite on the card. He was the next closest to lock of the night. It was between him and Matsumoto, really. I guess Charles Johnson as well. He should win this fight easily. If you really break down this fight, striking, Kyler's better. Grappling, Kyler's better. Cardio, I might give to Font, but Kyler's cardio is looking good. He looked great in that Pereira fight. So, I think Kyler's just better everywhere, and he should get an easy win here. So, I really don't see where Font wins this fight. On the feet? No. On the ground? Hell no. It's only a 3-rounder, so he can't rely on cardio. So give me Kyle Phillips by decision. He should win this fight very easily. 30-27, maybe a 29-28. Should not really be close. So give me Kyle Phillips by decision to get in that top 10 and see how far he can really continue climbing. I think top 10 might be a ceiling, but that's a pretty damn good ceiling. So let's see if he can break through that ceiling. First he has to beat Rob Font, which is pretty easy. So yeah, Kyler Phillips by decision. And now, time for the main event of the evening. A great main event, a 50-50 main event in the middleweight division. Again, I was not high on this being a main event until really we got into fight week, and now it's like, damn, this is a good main event. Cause I have no idea who's gonna win this fight. Because we have in our main event of UFC Vegas 99 in the middleweight division a fucking banger between Michel Demoledor Pereira versus Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. Banger, and banger. I can't wait for this fight. It's gonna be so fucking good. So, a lot of green. They haven't lost in a while. I can't wait. Let's get into this fight. We'll begin with Michel Pereira. Michel in the UFC is 9-2. He had a really nice run at welterweight, only taking 1 L to Tristan Connolly. We don't count the Diego fight, that's stupid. But since moving up to middleweight last year, a year ago, he's went 3-0, beating Andre Petroski, Michael Olszejczyk, and Ihor Potieria. Yeah, 3 cans, but he's looked fucking flawless, getting 3 wins in the span of, I think, like 3 minutes. So, and now he's getting a main event shot against Fluffy. Like, we've always seen the potential for Michel Pereira, but now we're really seeing it, like, in full force. Because at welterweight, he was draining himself too much. At middleweight, he's fucking ginormous, and he's not draining himself to make weight. He's at full strength, and he's looking the best he's ever looked. We knew he had power, but now he's not killing himself to make a weight class. He's scary. He's just fucking scary. So, and a win here, middleweight's praying Fluffy wins, I think. I think Fluffy's a little more reasonable of a fighter to try and beat than Pereira. Because dangerous Pereira is, I don't know what's up with people named Pereira, but those guys are just fucking tough and scary. So yeah, not really much more I can say. If he touches you, you're going down. Of course, we all know his main problem is his cardio. If you can make it past the first round with him, you have a really good chance of winning. But it's making past the first round with him. Because in that first round, it's like fucking trying to fight, I don't even know, a dude with 8 limbs all swinging at you at once. So, you better fucking pray you can survive that first round. Because if not, that means you got knocked out. So, I don't know, like I said, I don't know what's up with these dudes named Pereira, but they got that death touch, and they're scary. So, Michel Pereira. But then we got Fluffy Hernandez, who I don't want to fucking make it sound like he's a pushover. He's great as well. 6-2 in the UFC. his wins are Jung Young Park, Rodolfo Vieira, Josh Frem, Marc-Andre Barriou, Edmund Shabazian, and Roman Kopylov. His only 2 losses are to Kevin Holland and Marcus Perez, which was his debut. He has a win over Brendan Allen in 2018. He's not lost a fight since 2020. He's on a 5-fight winning streak. Like, he's a fucking mauler, coming off a nice one against Kopylov. Finally, I love that he's getting some attention also, finally, getting a fucking main event and a top 15 fight. So, I'm happy for Fluffy. Fluffy's great. If he gets you to the ground, you're in a long night, because he's just going to maul you. Yes, he has bad striking, but if he can get you down, he's going to punch you alright. It might not be fucking good striking, but he's going to fucking dominate you on the ground, so it's gonna be an interesting fight. I'm happy Fluffy's getting his time to shine. He deserves it, man. He's really fucking good, and I don't know what else I can say. He's really good. I'm happy he's getting this time to shine in a main event after a 5-fight winning streak against some good fighters like fucking Kopylov and Vieira, one of the craziest comebacks ever. So yeah, not really much else I can say. Fluffy, man, nicknamed Silly, but he is far from a joke. So yeah, not really much else I can say. The betting odds for fight have Fluffy Hernandez at -160 to +130. No. This is a pick'em. This is a fucking 115 pick'em. How you can lean either side confidently, I don't know. I can't. I'm a fan of both these guys. I can't wait for this fight. I'm happy whoever wins. I don't like that the loser is going to lose a giant bit of momentum and probably go back to having to fight layups, but that shit has to happen, man. When the best fight the best, we get to see who's the best, and we're going to see who's the best between these two here, so I can't wait. It's going to be a great fucking fight for either as long or as little as it lasts. So, I don't know. I can't wait. Who am I going to go with? Fuck. It's a complete pick'em. And I said this, I think last week on Twitter. I'm going to stick by it. I feel like whoever I pick, I'm going to feel dumb afterwards when they lose, because it could go either fucking way. So, yeah. I don't know. Who am I feeling, though? Who am I leaning towards? I'm gonna lean towards... give me fucking Pereira. Those guys, those motherfuckers named Pereira are scary, and it's hard not to pick them. But it's also hard not to pick Fluffy. So the fight is this simple. I know it being this simple makes it sound like should not be as great as it is. It's a great fight, but it is as simple as either Pereira smacks him in the first round, or Fluffy is able to get him down, survive, and beat him, probably submit him. So it's that simple, but that's what makes this fight great. You don't know. I could see either one happening. I could see Fluffy getting him down. I could see Pereira knocking him out. I don't fucking know. I'm excited to find out, and I can't wait. So yeah. I'm going to go with Michel Pereira by knockout in the first. I could see him landing those death touches on Fluffy. But it's going to be tough too. Fluffy's going to be going for those legs early. So, whatever happens, I'm happy. It's going to be a great fight. I'm a fan of both, and I'm happy to see whoever gets a giant win. Sucks to see someone lose all their momentum, but that has to happen sometimes. Give me Michel Pereira by knockout in the first. I can see either thing happening. Complete pick'em. Great main event. Great way to end the night. Boom. Those are my picks. To go over them one more time. Robelis Despaigne by knockout in the first. Elise Ardelean by decision. Jessica Penne by decision. Joselyne Edwards by decision. Jean Matsumoto, my lock of the night, by probably decision. Almabayev by decision. Daniel Pineda probably by decision. Cameron Smotherman probably by decision. Charles Johnson by submission in the second. Kyler Phillips by decision, and Michel Pereira by knockout in the first. Bang. Great fucking card. Like, the main card really saves the prelims. Like, the prelims, they have these two good fights, and that's about it. But then you add 4 more bangers, 5 of the night, banger, banger, banger. Like, yeah, this is, that might be a dud. These two are duds. Even this is, these two are okay, so really 3 bad fights at most. I'm not upset for an Apex card, only an 11 fight Apex card. I'm happy. I think this is a great card. I'm very excited for this card. Great main event, great co-main event, great fights overall. Let's get to Vegas 99. When the Apex card's actually good, I can't complain about the Apex too much, so yeah, I'm happy about this card, and I'm ready for this card, so I hope you are too, and let's see what happens. Let's see how bad these picks age, because they usually age like shit. Not really much else to say. Of course, you'll hear me recap this card Sunday, sometime on Sunday, maybe 1 p.m. EST, we'll see, but at least sometime on Sunday, and yeah. Not very much more I can think to say. Only an hour and 15, a little shorter than usual. So, yeah, not very much else I can add. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. 100 subs goal by the end of the year. And unless I'm forgetting to say something, which I don't believe I am, I'm excited for this card. I hope you are too. Let's see what happens. As always, sorry if that was loud. RX out. Good vibes only and always.